Oh, hi guys. Yep, it's me, MLev. Yeah, no, not even kidding. It's me. I'm a penguin now, and that's just the way that it's going to be until hopefully my friends can turn me back into a human. But it's my sleepover! Yay!
Oh my god, it really happened?
You seriously thought it was a joke?
I thought you were you're actually a penguin stuffed animal?
Look, I can't even. I wish it were a joke, Summer. As much as I love a good prank, this is dead serious, and I am trying really hard to keep my ish together. So sorry if I'm a little on edge.
I mean, should we tell our mom?
No.
Hey, ladies!
Oh my god, hey!
Oh my gosh, MLab.
What?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This is my first time like really seeing you. Like,
Oh yeah. You know, I'm kind of like leaning into it now. I figured out how to waddle, so that's a start.
Okay. Listen, I feel like I have to apologize. Like, I feel like it's my fault that this happened to you.
Girl, no. I cannot have you taking responsibility for that. I mean, scary stories happen.
Sleepover! Hi, everyone!
I wish you could see the look on my face right now, Lauren.
You know, I've just been holding my knife, my mom's butcher knife, all the past few days. How's everyone doing?
Oh, you know, chilly.
Doing fine. Yeah, doing great. You seem like you're doing well too.
I am not letting anyone turn me into anything or I will stab them.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
I absolutely believe that.
Hi, Kat.
Oh, look, Kat dressed as a penguin in solidarity, MLab.
Oh.
Oh my god, Kat, you are my most scientific best friend.
Oh. You know, I just had to dress up as a Sphenicus demursus in, one of the penguins with you. It's the scientific name for the African penguin.
We know.
Do you?
Yep.
Do you, Summer?
We do.
Yes, I know. I got an A+ on that science test as well, Kat.
I just wrote penguin for any questions about penguins.
I mean, there are different breeds. I mean, even I know that.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. All right? We've all seen an animal now.
We've all seen happy. We all know about penguins, okay? Let's get down to business.
The fact that Lauren has a knife?
Kat, if anyone tries to turn me into kind of stuffed creature, if any doll comes at me, I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah, I wish I had a knife. And look at me now. Guys, that doll, she and I are actually kind of becoming close. I'm not gonna lie.
You've seen the doll?
Yeah, I saw her as she was turning me into Mr. Popper.
Whoa.
And since then, she's been hanging out with me.
Whoa.
Where is she now?
I think she's in my kitchen.
Getting a snack?
Getting a knife.
Shut up! No, she said she wanted Doritos!
Doritos is probably like code for knife in doll.
Yeah.
Guys,
I can't just say nice.
we need to get rid of this doll and get MLab's body back.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, how else can you graduate middle school as a penguin?
No one's ever done it before.
I mean, Mr. Savickas, the health teacher, did say that we were going to go through some big body changes this next couple years, but I don't think he meant from this to a penguin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I was kind of dreading getting my period anyway, so this is kind of cool. No pun intended. Maybe a little bit. But anyway.
Have period?
I don't
know. Penguins lay eggs.
Oh my gosh, guys, I totally forgot. Shan, she was turned into a bear.
That's right.
Her fingers, I guess, are too soft and sweet to touch a keyboard.
I heard that she ate so many Sour Patch Kids that her mom cut her off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
See, further reason why you don't go tell your parents about this. You just prepare yourself.
Right.
So
My parents
true.
are totally in the dark. They have no idea that this is happening.
No. And if they do find out, they're like, oh, well, don't play too loudly.
Or they're like the parents in the story where they're like, shut up and take it, Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get killed by a doll.
Exactly.
My parents tell me to laugh more.
I agree with them.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
you
they're not
should.
wrong.
The how point.
Anyways, Jess, I really liked your idea that we just need to summon more scary things so this doll can have a friend, right? Because friendship,
Exactly.
that's the cure for all.
That sounds like that's what it is. Because if she's been hanging out with MLav like all week, it sounds like she just needs someone to hang out with. So if we can get her some like other spooky friends to hang out with, and maybe she'll leave MLav alone and the rest of us alone. And then once she's left us all alone, we can work on getting MLav back into a person.
Exactly. I mean, Emma, would you say she's less creepy now that she's friendly with you?
It's not so much creepy as it is how do I put this? Demanding?
Oh.
She looks demanding.
My mom says if a friend
Like,
demands
I don't
too
wanna
much of you, it's a one-sided relationship.
Right? That's what my mom's boyfriend said. And I was like, cool, okay. And I just like didn't really like take much stock in that. But like now that I have this doll like telling me what to do, or else she'll literally kill me and unstuff me. Yeah, the stakes are high.
Wait, time out.
Okay.
Traditional sleepover question. Jess, what are you drinking?
The same thing I drink every night, Pinky. Show from the 90s. I just found out about it. My older brother told me about it when he was buying me more beer.
So cool.
Is it beer in a straw again?
Yeah, as always. But it's still in my snake venom cup because I felt like it was, apropos because if you can tell, I'm Alphaba is my costume. Because it's like, it's a good costume. And this is also me shooting my shot at Steven Schwartz for like when Broadway comes back, like they're gonna need a new Alphaba. So this is just me like letting him know I already have the makeup and the wig. So
I mean, I heard that Emily Schwartz from biology is actually related to Steven Schwartz. So he might be watching.
Wow. Famous people could be watching us right now.
I knew this was a good costume.
I mean, famous people, if you're in the school-wide chat right now, you can totally just message us on the chat chain. So like shout out to all our 2MB fellow students. Blow us up if you're famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2MB middle school chat is the place to hang.
Let us know.
Oh, snap.
Whoa!
Rachel is super famous, apparently.
11K followers.
Rachel, do you know Steven Schwartz?
Yeah, can you like at him for me? And like tell him that I'm here and I'm ready. I'm ready to take on the role of Alpha.
For Halloween, my mom is letting me drink an elderflower lemonade. Normally, I'm not allowed extra sugar because she says I have too much energy.
Oh.
This has 16 grams of sugar.
Oh my gosh, Lauren,
Wow.
you're gonna be like wired.
I know. I ran up and down my street this morning, even when it was snowing.
Ew, gross.
That's why I'm a deer.
See, I haven't gone outside in the snow because snow is like water.
Mm.
And you're allergic as Alphaba.
Yeah, exactly.
Jess, you are an amazing method actor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Emma, if you get wet, will you die? Because you're like a stuffed animal, and like you really can't get stuffed animals wet.
You know, I spilled some water on me when I was getting the doll. She calls herself Darla, by the way.
Darla.
Yeah, I was getting me and Darla, but mostly Darla, a drink. I spilled a little bit on my my fin. And it dries. I think I'm gonna be okay. Like I probably can't do like large amounts of water, but for now I'm good.
Okay, guys, let's get down to business here. We gotta get rid of this doll by getting them some friends. So who's got the first story?
Well, I have a really, really scary story.
Okay.
It's why they don't teach AP chemistry at 2MB high school anymore.
Oh my gosh.
It's the worst.
How are you going to learn about it when you go to high school, Kat?
I'm going to have to take AP chemistry through our local community college instead.
Oh no.
Wow.
Instead of Columbia?
Well, I'll take AP chemistry while I'm still in high school to get credit so that I can go in Columbia at the higher level. I can skip the freshman level chemistry that way.
Okay.
But it would have been easier if 2MB high school just offered AP chemistry. Now I'm going to have to do it on the evenings and weekends.
Wow.
Oh,
That would be such a waste of time.
Science class on the evenings and weekends?
Huh.
I mean, I'm a little bit excited because I'll get to meet other college students.
Maybe you'll meet a hot boy.
An older boy.
An older boy.
Maybe I was going to say maybe they'll get me beer like Jess's brother, but I don't want to drink before I'm 21 because I don't want it to impair with my mental growth and development before it has settled.
What are you saying about me?
You're an actress. That's what you want to be.
You are an actress, Jess.
Okay, I am.
Okay, Kat, I want to hear the story.
Okay. So it was right before midterms only a few years ago, and there was a student who hadn't finished their project yet, which that's the scariest part of the story, just so you know. They wanted to test how long it took potassium permanganate to remove trace metals from water to make it potable, which means drinkable.
Okay.
So Mrs. Oliver, the science teacher at the time, gave that student the keys to the chemistry lab in the basement so they could come back and forth all throughout the night for all of the different time points that they wanted to study. So they were the only one that had access to the basement lab. So the last time point that they had was at 10:17 p.m. So it was dark outside, and they came back to the school and were walking through the hallway. They went down into the basement. They unlocked the door, and they went in. Everything else on the lab bench had been just how it was before. They took the potassium permanganate, which is purple colored, and they took the water they had set aside and mixed it together. But somehow, when they weren't there, the water had been switched with sulfuric acid and caused a crazy chemical explosion, and the student died.
Oh, no.
And ever since then, the lights in the basement chemistry lab flicker purple at 10:17 a.m. and 10:17 p.m. So they finally had to lock up the basement because no one could figure out what caused it, except for the fact that it was proof that there was the ghost of the student haunting the basement lab. Mrs. Oliver was fired, and they discontinued the AP chemistry class.
Creepy.
That is bone chilling and academically chilling.
Guys, we should totally sneak down there.
I know, right? That'll be fun.
And we can
But, like, with
light
teachers-
flicker, and we can bring a Ouija board, and we can try and communicate with the dead student and get all the answers to all the tests.
Yes.
What was the dead student's name?
Jenny.
Jenny! So, am I whispering? I can't control the volume of my voice.
We're trying to see if Jenny will summon herself and come and be friends with the doll. That was the whole point of these stories.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Jenny, if you're please be friends with Darla.
It did take a minute for Darla to come invade my room after I spoke her into existence, so it might take Jenny a little bit too.
Plus, who knows if they'll get along and be compatible for friends. We need to have a wide variety for her.
Yeah,
That's true.
And also, it's really nice to have a large group of friends so you can hang out with different people at different times because you're not always in the mood to hang out with one particular person, you know?
Exactly. I feel like I learned so much from each of our different friendships. Like Kat, I had no idea what half of those things you were talking about were until you explained them.
Thanks, Lauren.
Cool. Friendship is tricky.
Friendship is tricky. Cool, guys. Well, I don't want to deter anyone from having an excellent time at the sleepover. But since is Jenny here yet? Should we conjure maybe another ghost or
Yeah, let's just keep rolling. Let's just keep trying more and we'll see.
Jess, since you were the one that conjured the initial doll, because you're such an amazing actress and you always get all the leads in all the plays, and I've watched you perform so many times from backstage when I'm working on the tech crew. I think that you should tell the next story since.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Kat?
Kat?
Where'd Kat go?
Cat!
Kat!
Lab, is Darla still in your kitchen?
Kat, are you okay?
what? Sorry. Yeah. I was just having a penguin nap.
Kat, what
Kat,
happened?
are you okay?
Sorry, I heard something and I thought it was
What?
Jenny coming to my house, not Emlev's house. But it's gone now.
No, I actually, Kat, I haven't seen her since I came up here to start the sleepover. You should really go check. Did you hear any knocking? Because she knocked. She knocked before she turned me into Mr. Popper.
So our doorbell doesn't really work. So a lot of people knock on the doors, and so I think my parents are still up for the trick-or-treaters that are up really late at night. But maybe it was the doll.
Okay, this is getting spooky. I think Jess should read her story now.
Yes, please.
Let's get going. Okay. So this is a story. So everybody in the chat, you can also follow along with the story because there's instructions and stuff, and you all can follow along with the instructions too.
Okay.
I think that the instructions are supposed to help with making the story happen. Shush.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me just refresh the page because there's a message covering the top of the story.
Oh.
So we have to make sure I actually read it all. Rude. Kat, what is the science behind internet pop-up ads?
It's actually more of a marketing ploy. So it's that the thing that you see is most present in your brain when you navigate to the pages, and even though you have to constantly close out of it, you still see it, and that constant reiteration of the same message means that you're more likely to follow that advertisement when given multiple options of things that you haven't seen before.
I see. I did hear a rumor that subscribing to the 2MB Middle School Twitch, 2MB Studios, I did hear that helps protect you from online advertisements.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
an urban legend. I don't know.
I
Also,
believe
there's
that.
a course you can take on protecting yourself from marketing ploys. On it's called 3 weeks courses. I don't know. They have a bunch of different courses on there. I don't know if there's one for protecting against web marketing, but
I know there's finance, and acting, and a lot of other things. I kind of was gonna sign up for something myself before my hands turned into flippers.
Yeah. I don't know if 3 courses would allow you to participate as a penguin, but they seem very neat, so maybe they would. But it'll
I
be
mean,
hard to press the keys.
I think when you sign up for a course, if you say that you came from 3MB Studios, they'd like give you special privileges, like let a penguin take the course.
Wait, I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
Was that
goodness.
3MB Studios? Is there a new studio on this?
Oh no, I meant 2MB Studios.
So much has changed since I became a penguin.
Pat, it's okay. We all make mistakes, especially you
Yeah.
sometimes. It's okay.
Everyone can make mistakes.
I'm gonna refresh this page one more time, and then I need to start reading it immediately because the second that the page loads is when the ad comes and pops over the top of the story.
Summer, are you talking about the fact that I got a 99 on my English quiz last week?
Yep.
Yes.
Lauren, you know she's sensitive about that.
I'm sorry. I got a 68 on my English exam, and who cares?
But that was higher than your average.
You know what? I can run really, really fast. I'm going to get an athletic scholarship to all the colleges.
That's why she's a deer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm a deer.
Okay,
I'm nice.
are you ready for another spooky story?
Fine.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I'm going to. So I'm gonna put on my my spooky narrator voice again because that seems to work last time.
Yeah, it seemed to work. Let me tell you what.
All right, here we go. It's quite an interesting concept. Those little pass it on messages. I mean, chain letters and people telling you, post this in 5 different comments or else you'll die tonight. Interesting indeed, but the idea lacks originality. Where did it go? Sorry. Interesting indeed, but the idea lacks originality. It's the same story with each one. Pass it on or die. People pass it on and they go on living. A happy ending for everyone. But what if there was a little twist? Let's say there's a photo out there. It's not one of those can't be found anywhere else types of pictures. It's actually really easy to find. Just use your chosen search engine, everyone in the chat, you all too. Use your chosen search engine and type in black and white photo of twins. You should be presented with a variety of different black and white photos of twins. But let me help and tell you what to look for. You're looking for a picture of 2 twin girls wearing black dresses and white headbands. The twin on the left has a straight face, while the one on the right is smiling. Found it? Good. Now, as you'll see, there's nothing particularly unnerving about the photo. It may be a little creepy, but other than that, it looks as normal as any other picture you've ever come across. Now, here's the twist. If you do pass it on, you die. Now, I know most of you, given this particular set of choices, would choose to leave the picture be. But allow me to elaborate on what happens when you don't pass this picture on to someone else. If you leave it alone after seeing it, you'll have nightmares. I know. Bad dreams don't sound so bad when compared to the alternative. But trust me, it gets worse. It all begins with something simple. Before long, you'll see the twins standing side by side in the darkness. The girl on the left will leave, and you'll be left alone with her smiling twin. And just before you wake up, she'll whisper, "Pass it on." And her smile will widen ever so slightly. I know it doesn't sound like much of a nightmare. The first of many, it's fairly subtle. But with each successive nightmare, things begin to change. Gradually, the smiling girl gets closer and closer to you, and her smile widens to impossible lengths.
What?
You won't be able to help but feel greatly disturbed and unsafe when it happens. Don't worry, that's normal. What happens next, however, not so much. You'll try to wake yourself up. You'll try to move, but nothing will work. You'll find yourself trapped. She'll bring out various instruments, a knife, chains, gasoline, matches, many devices to make you feel uneasy. Then you panic. You can't help but think of all the horrible things this twisted, sadistic child has in store for you. And does she ever have some horrible things in store for you? Let's take a moment to think about the possibilities. What do you think she'll do to you? Wrap the chains around your head and pull until your skull splits? Gouge out your eyes? Cut out your tongue? Slice off your ears? Burn you alive, knowing you can't move? That and more, my dear. You'll take the term unimaginable torture too lightly until you fall asleep. If you think she'll lash you with chains, she'll do so only after she's laid them in fire and stuck railroad spikes in your back. If you think she'll burn you, she'll tear open your torso, pour gasoline into the wound, and then light the match. You'll wake up screaming. Your body will remember the pain it's endured while you quiver in fear. Every time you wake up, you'll notice subtle differences about your body. A bruise here, a scratch there. But as each nightmare gradually gets worse, so do the marks which shall be left behind. Before long, the scratches will become fresh, bloody scars. If you dreamt that you took a sledgehammer to the knee, you'll wake and rise only to find your legs buckling below you as pain surges through your kneecaps. All the while, her words linger in the back of your mind. You'll try to avoid sleeping, but it's no use. The twins make their way into your reality. They're always there, at your home, at your place of work or at school. You would fight back, but their visage appears in the place of faces of your loved ones. Eventually, you'll hide yourself away from everyone in an effort to avoid seeing these demonic children. It's all in vain, however. You'll see them in that millisecond of darkness when you blink. You'll see them in reflections and in your peripheral vision. You'll see them everywhere. You can't escape. You can consider suicide, even attempt it, but they won't let you go that easily. That shotgun you had hidden in the closet, the revolver in the nightstand, useless. How strange they seem to be jammed or missing a trigger. It's very odd indeed how you just can't seem to hold them down long enough for them to take effect. Soon enough, you won't be able to distinguish your dreams from reality. You'll awake from one torturous experience only to be greeted by alternative horrors. Without realizing it, you've given the twins a new playmate. And do they ever like to play? Well, at least one does. While one plays with you, the other will stand there, watching, chanting, "Pass it on," over and over again, all the while ignoring your cries for help. There's no happy ending to be had. Should you remain optimistic, I'm afraid you're just as naive as those who came before you. And there were many, oh, so many. And you won't be the last. I've made certain of that. Now, you have a decision to make. Now that you've seen the picture and discovered the consequences, whatever shall you do? Might you leave the picture be and pray that this was just some twisted story? Or will you decide to pass it on? The end.
I'm terrified.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Where'd Cat go?
Cat!
I'm so glad I immediately shared that picture on the 2MB post.
Wait, you posted the picture?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get killed by any twin.
Kat, where did you go just now?
I think I heard another knock at the door.
Did it sound like this?
It sounded like that, but there were twice as many knocks.
What?
Okay. But here's the thing, remember, when the dolls come, not the dolls, when the little girls come, they're gonna get distracted by the doll. So no one's gonna get tortured and die. This was just like summoning them up.
You listed so many gruesome things.
Yeah,
like gasoline was mentioned like 3 times.
I have to admit that much like the last story that I read, I only kind of skimmed this one before I read it, and so some of the facts were surprising, and I apologize for that.
Beth, you really dived into suicide as an option.
I did not read that part. That was one of the parts that I clearly skimmed, so I am very sorry about that one. That was not something I had intended to read about, and then by the time we were in it, so I'm sorry.
It's a heavy topic.
Yeah.
Anyways, I immediately shared the picture. I'm sorry. That's what the instructions were. And for once, I was going to follow them.
Well, if you see the one twin, please let me know. Guys, this could not, like, I'm just so grateful that my mom and her boyfriend are out for the night, because I think that they would be pretty upset if they found out that my body was in a penguin.
Yeah, you might get grounded.
Right? How do I explain this? They're just gonna think that I'm like out partying, and then if we get my body out of here and I'm back in bed just around the time where they'd be like, oh no, where's MLab? I just, you know what? I've accepted my fate.
No.
MLab, we're totally going to save you and get your human body back. And it's definitely going to happen by 11 p.m. when my bedtime is, because my mom has made it very clear that I had free reign to eat sugar tonight, but that I had to be in bed at 11. So we have a mission.
We have an evil twin and her good sister.
Mm-hmm.
We have the doll, and then we have the kid who died in the chemistry experiment.
Yeah.
Okay, but you guys should also watch out, because I haven't heard from Darla in a little bit. There is a distinct chance that she could be in any one of your homes right now.
Yeah, I'm stabbing her if she's in my home.
Well, I hope she's in your home.
I hope she goes to Lauren's home, because I feel like she's the best prepared.
Yeah, Lauren's ready.
I'm ready. I'm going to survive this. I mean, granted, I would love to do the peaceful option and get Darla some friends and then have her go on her way after, we change MLab back. But if she comes for me, I'm stabbing her. No questions asked.
I mean, I feel kind of guilty. Like, we were kind of having a heart-to-heart for a hot second before she got mad that I didn't have any more Cheetos.
A heart-to-heart?
Yeah.
What kind of sadness does she carry?
I mean, she herself, she was just like us, a middle schooler who got trapped inside of a doll.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, I feel you. We can literally relate on a thing. And I'm scared about not being able to see my friends in my human form again. And then I asked how long she had been a doll. And she says, I can't remember. It's been so long. Give me more Cheetos! And we were really having like a moment. And then she went back to what she knows, being bossy.
MLab, I have to say, you do her voice a little too well.
Oh, yeah. Really?
I feel like your change is starting to become a little bit more like, I don't want to say permanent, but you're starting to sound a lot more like her now.
You know what? For the time being, still gonna take that as a compliment. Please help me.
Yeah, I feel like we have to keep going.
I have a story.
Yeah.
Okay. This is called The Bride. A young couple got married, and after the wedding, they held a reception in the bride's grandmother's house. I bet it was a really big house.
Mhm.
All their family and friends arrived, and they laughed, and they danced, and they sang long into the night. After the wedding reception, the guests decided to play a game of hide and seek, which I thought was a kid's game, but apparently older people like it too. The groom covered his eyes and began counting to 100 while his new bride and the other guests ran around the room looking for somewhere to hide. Eventually, the groom had found everyone except for his beautiful bride. The other guests began calling out her name and searching everywhere for the young woman. They began to grow more and more uneasy when they couldn't find a trace of her. Eventually, they gave up searching, and everyone assumed that the girl had run away and left her husband. As the weeks went by, the husband accepted that his beautiful bride must have had second thoughts after their marriage. He decided to forget about her and go on with his life. He married again. A few years later, a cleaning woman was cleaning the house of the grandmother when she heard scratch, 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 scratch. She thought it was strange and perhaps maybe rats, so she got some better cleaning solution to clean the attic, and she heard scratch, 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 scratch. She decided to tell the grandmother that scratching was in the walls and she didn't know if it were rats or bugs or something else. And the grandmother said, "We hardly ever use that room, so I wouldn't be surprised. We should clean it out." The cleaning woman and the grandmother started to clean the attic, bringing each item down into the main home. They cleaned every single surface of the attic and could no longer hear the scratching. They decided to look through all the items that had been left upstairs. There was a mirror and suitcases and old boxes of books and a beautiful trunk. The grandmother looked at the trunk and said, "We keep family heirlooms in there. We should make sure none of them have been damaged." They opened the trunk. Inside was the corpse of the bride. Her fingers were down to nubs, and a tiny gem of a wedding ring was stuck right in the top. They looked and said, "It appears as though she had been scratching at the top, trying to get out. She had suffocated and died inside the trunk." The grandmother and the cleaning woman looked at each other. Was she the one who had been scratching? She had been dead for 5 years. The end.
Whoa.
5
Yeah.
years.
Don't hide in trunks.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
I like stories that have lessons.
Me too.
Yeah. Always have to have a good moral to a story.
But anyways, this person who's dead, this bride, she scratches. She scratches. The other ones knock. I think they'll have something in common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
For sure.
keep an ear out, guys, for any scratching, and that goes for you and the 2MB audience too, because sorry to tell you this, but because you're viewing right now, you may also be in danger.
Oh yeah, 2MB middle school chat. I mean, we're summoning all these things. We don't know where they're going. They could go anywhere.
But hopefully they all get together.
Yeah, and form a friendship.
Oh, love, do you feel any different?
But again,
now?
thank you. Do I feel different?
Yeah, like, do you feel like
I mean,
maybe a transformation is happening?
I mean, I am more mobile than I was before. You guys saw me at first. I couldn't even move. I was just paralyzed, but I could talk. At least now I'm, I can shake about, and I made it down the stairs to the kitchen to try and get Darla some snacks.
That's good.
Yeah. I do feel more comfortable in my new form, but that's not great, right?
No.
No.
We do want you to be a human again.
Oh
Summer, do you
boy.
have a story?
Sorry?
Do you have a story?
Yes.
You need one more.
Okay, I'll tell this story. So I found this story when I was reading Wuthering Heights for my ELA project before that test that I got 100% on. What?
We didn't say anything.
No one said anything, Summer.
No one
It
said
seemed like
anything.
Kat was going to say something. I just wanted to make sure she had the floor if she needed to say something. Oh,
Kat,
Oh my god, look what you did.
I was gonna make a comment about the ELA assignment and about Summer finally doing it on time and not having to ask for help to do it.
whoa.
But I heard scratching at the door this time.
It's the bride! It's the bride! She's coming for you!
Why are all of the ghosts coming for me? I don't even know if I believe in ghosts or not. They're not scientifically real.
wait,
If
Kat,
you,
but
if
Kat.
you don't believe in them, they're going to attack you extra hard.
No, let's think about this, okay? I'm gonna admit it, that sometimes when Kat talks about like science and logic and stuff, that like sometimes I internalize it and think about it and try and use it for the future. But don't tell anyone that I said that. But think about it. Think about where all of our houses are. Kat's house is right in the middle of all of our houses. They're all just going to the center point. So every demon, scary being we conjure is going to go to Kat's house, and that's where they're all going to meet up and hang out with each other and be friends.
Yeah.
Maybe I can waddle to your house in the meantime.
I mean, I'd like to not have to deal with all of this by myself. I mean,
Kat, we're here with you emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
I have Loaf here with me, but they're very peaceful. They definitely wouldn't want to hold a knife to defend me like Lauren would.
I mean, good for them they're not coming for me. I would kill them.
Well, Raj Andelman said she looked on Google Maps and she confirmed it. Also, Lem seems to think that True Love's kiss in ghost form would bring me back. Are these viable theories, you guys? Like, should I go to Kat's house and kiss a ghost?
No,
Darren.
no, do not kiss a ghost. I've been burned before.
Remember when Jess kissed a ghost and he kissed her essentially?
Sorry, Jess, I'm not laughing at you.
I am.
I mean, speak about a scary story.
Maybe he'll be there too.
Oh.
At least I kissed somebody.
Jess, I just want to say I
Wow.
admire how progressive you are with your body and like that you were like ready to take a risk like that and kiss somebody you just met. And it's kind of cool that the consequence of that decision was that you were ghosted by a ghost. I mean, not a lot of people can say that, right?
That's unique to you.
I'm sure if Steven Schwartz was watching this, he'd be like, wow, I want an actress with that kind of backstory. She could really bring that pain to the role of Elphaba, who also feels ostracized from the people of Oz. Am I right?
Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Yeah,
So, like,
I'm like, Alphaba and I are like the same.
Jess,
the same person.
do you think at the next cast party you'll come and talk to me in front of all the other actors?
Where in front?
Like, so that they can see it happen?
Yeah. So you can prove that the backstage and on stage can associate outside of the theater.
As like a leader in the middle school theater community, I do feel like it's important for me to set an example for the rest of the like actors in the theater program. So yes.
Okay.
I will talk to you.
Wow. Thanks,
So
Jeff.
brave. Hey, listen, we only have 14 minutes left before my parents get home and before it's Summer's bedtime. So here's the deal. I'm gonna go to Kat's house. I'm gonna confront some ghosts. I'm gonna see if I can find Darla on my way. She's probably at Kat's house. She probably followed the scratching. So I'll be back.
Okay. In the
Good luck,
meantime,
Okay, I'll
Summer.
tell this.
In the meantime, we'll summon one last thing.
Yes.
Okay, here's my story, you guys. Again, I read this story when I was studying for Wuthering Heights for my ELA project with the subsequent test where I got 100%. So it's
Just read your story.
I'm getting to it, Kat. Why are you so salty?
Because
Because
got
I'm-
a question wrong.
You want some
Okay,
that salt?
It
You're
wasn't
so
a whole
mean.
question. It was only 1 point off, so it was only a partial mistake.
Kat, it just feels like you're giving me 99% of attitude.
Read your story, Summer. Read your story.
Okay, here's my story, guys. It's an interesting one. This one is called The Lady with the Emerald Ring.
Ooh, I love
I like
jewelry.
jewelry.
I like emerald.
All right. A man's wife became deathly ill the night before Christmas
Ooh.
in 1798.
Mm.
He called for the doctor, but by the time the doctor had arrived, his wife had died. There's a wedding scene, you guys. Or so it seemed. Her husband was so grief-stricken that he shut himself up in his own house and didn't attend the funeral the following day.
How rude.
The servants of the house, they were very rich, carried the woman's body to the vicar, who was in a drunken stupor and held the ceremony quickly. The veil was drawn across her face, the stone lid lowered, and the iron grill locked. It was a very fancy grave. When later that night the clergyman fell asleep, he remembered the beautiful emerald ring the woman had been laid with on her finger. Wanting riches for himself and figuring no one would find out, he went downstairs and unlocked the gate and opened the lid and tried to pry the ring off of her finger. It would not budge. He ran to his lab and brought back a file to cut off her finger with. He severed her finger and pulled the ring off. As he left, he turned around to pick up the iron lid and screamed at the top of his lungs and dropped the ring and ran. The woman had awakened and was moaning and holding her severed finger towards him with a smile on her face. He ran with all his might upstairs, where he hung himself from the rafters of his home. So this is a wedding theme and a suicide theme that I'm tying in together. All of these are coming together. If only he knew that the woman had only to thank him, for she had not died after all, but had gone into a coma, and the cutting of her finger restored her circulation, waking her from it. We learned about this in health class, guys, how the blood circulates through our bodies. So him cutting off her finger restored her circulation. Wearing nothing but her fine silk dress, she walked back to the home and knocked on the door and rang the bell, but to no avail. The servants had all gone to bed because it was Christmas Eve. She felt an urge and lifted a heavy stone, threw it at her husband's window, and waited. He came to the window with a sorrowful look on his face, and to his surprise, he yelled, "Go away! Why must you torture me so? Don't you know my wife has just died? Let me mourn and do not bother me again." With this, he shut the window. But his wife was not deterred. She picked up another stone and threw it back at the window and yelled at him, "I am no one but your so-called dead wife. Now come here and open this door, unless you like me to die a second time." And then he said, you are a ghost then. And she said, no, for ghosts don't bleed, and held up her bloody stump. Now come down here before I catch my death and cold. The man was furious and looked down on his face, came to meet his wife, and took her inside, where they called the doctor and fixed her hand. And they both lived long lives, and there was a son born the next year, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
Summer, there's no ghosts in that story.
They thought she was
the
a
vicar.
ghost. Yeah, the vicar killed himself.
Oh, okay. Maybe he can go and hang out with them.
Guys, I don't like scary stories, and I like that this one had a happy ending to it.
Yeah. That one took a turn for the better.
It did. I will say we were trying to conjure spirits and things, but maybe the vicar can be the spirit in that case.
The vicar. And, we need somebody religious. What if the doll wants somebody with religion?
Oh, who guides her.
Yeah.
That's fair. Cat, where did you go?
She keeps doing this.
Ooh, maybe she sees all the spirits and MLab is a little stuffy.
Oh my god. No, this is I really feel like this is my fault.
I mean, it is.
I feel like this should all be happening to me and not to MLab. MLab didn't do anything. I am the one who brought the doll.
You are not to blame for this.
Summer, she conjured the original ghost. She's totally to blame.
I thought it was going to be the ghost of the vicar, but it turns out it was just Mr. Popper.
Wait, is it MLab as Mr. Popper or is it just Mr. Popper?
It's MLab. MLab's here. So we can finally have all the ghosts be friends with Darla and maybe turn MLab back.
Okay. I'm not sure how we would do this. Kat, you said you've been researching seances and such?
Mm-hmm.
I did, but I didn't think that they were very scientifically sound.
Okay, Kat, but in your research, is there any kind of thingy we can do that would make us join our power?
Is there like a spell or something?
A spell or a chant?
Well, I think there's something that we could all try to say together on Zoom at the exact same time. And I think if we get close enough, given the latency of our internets, I think it would work.
Okay.
I think everyone in the 2MB middle school chat should do this as well. Honestly, our friend's life is on the line.
Yeah. Okay. So, MLab, I'm gonna put you to the side, and I think after this spell too, you're just gonna transport back to your house, because that's definitely how science works.
That's not how science works. That's not how science works, Kat. That's how magic works.
Yeah, obviously, Kat. This is about science and facts. This is about heart and magic.
Yeah, we're beyond science now.
All right, that's going to be tough for me to believe, but I'm going to do it.
The fastest you could run.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
Do it for MLab, Kat.
Okay.
Do it for MLab.
For MLab. Okay, so we're I'm gonna put in the 2MB chat what we're all gonna say together. Okay.
Kat, all I'm gonna say is I want you to give your 100% on this one.
And not 99.
If I didn't
focus.
appreciate MLab if I didn't love MLab as a friend enough, Summer, I would have just not said anything.
Good one.
Okay, I read a lot of textbooks, not how to make fun of your friends' books, okay?
I'm not making fun, Kat. I was sincerely trying to encourage you.
Yeah, also, can we talk about 10 minutes ago when we were talking, or when you were talking about my history with ghosts? So, actually, no, let's not talk about that.
Let's talk about the chat and chants we're going to do while, really feeling our friendship.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm typing it up because I want to make sure everyone has the right words.
Is it like a script? Are we getting assigned roles, or is this like we're all getting the same part?
All the same part.
Okay.
We're double casting. Quadruple casting.
Quadruple, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, guys, who's heavy breathing? Because it is really intense in here.
Yeah.
I'm making mouth noises.
Getting ready to leave the Mr. Popper.
I'm making mouth noises because there's so much sugar in my drink that I'm not used to. It's creating a gunk. I don't think I can drink sugar things anymore.
Okay,
If you want, my brother can buy you beer and you can do that instead.
I would enjoy that, I think.
Jess, how drunk are you?
We ask this every night. I'm like not that drunk.
Jess, are you defying gravity?
Yeah.
Yes, I am defying gravity right now. Something has changed within me. Something is
Not the same.
Guys,
Okay.
it's the spirit of MLab. We only have so
sorry.
much time before my parents come home.
I put it in the chat.
Sorry.
I put it in the chat. So
Okay.
it says, it's round and round the ghosts come together. MLAV, come alive.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Round and round the ghosts come together. MLAV, come alive.
Alive.
Oh!
Emma,
You're human.
are you? You still look half penguin.
No, it's a costume, I swear. Aw,
God.
Kat, you wore a penguin costume too?
Yeah, I was
It's
doing it
okay.
in solidarity.
You know, I didn't actually plan this. I think this might have been residual of the me being a penguin. This is actually kind of hilarious.
Did you see the ghosts in lab? Were they friends?
They seemed to be in some sort of like friend circle. Like they saw me and they saw Kat and then they saw each other. The weird twin was there. The vicar was there and the Scratchy and they were all
Bride.
yeah,
And Jenny?
yeah, and they were all just kind of looking at each other with like weird dead eyes.
Oh,
And-
that means friendship.
Right?
Yeah.
How
Speaking
did
of
you leave things
friendship.
with Darla?
How
did you leave things with Darla and Lab?
Oh yeah.
You know, it actually worked out for the best. I found some Cheetos in Kat's kitchen pantry. I'm so sorry, Kat. I fed her your Cheetos, but I think
okay.
it was for the best. And she
I-
offered them to her new friends.
Oh man, we didn't think. Hopefully Shion got turned back alive too.
Oh, we should
Do
probably
we do
address
it one
that.
more time just in case?
Just in case.
Can't hurt, right?
Yeah, let's do it for Shion.
Yeah.
We don't
Is it
have
the-
to
do
worry
we have
about
to say the
Mission
same
Sonia
thing?
because they're busy being turning people into vampires right now. They'll be good,
Yeah.
but for Shion we should.
Yeah, oh my God, you guys, I can't wait to find out if Mish successfully turned into a
I
vampire.
know. She's doing
Right?
it like right now. Like as we speak, she is turning into a vampire with Sonya's help.
Yeah, like it's all good that they missed this sleepover because I'm sure the next one they're gonna have such an origin story
Oh yeah.
But anyways, we have
or
1 minute left.
transformation.
To end the sleepover, we really should do the chant again for Shion, just to make sure she doesn't stay a bear.
Yeah, just to
Mhm.
make sure.
She seemed like she was enjoying it though. Like I was freaking out, but yeah, just to be safe.
Just to be safe.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay, is it the same chant that you guys did for me?
Yeah, just put Shion's name instead of your name. That's why I put brackets around it, because it's interchangeable.
Fine.
Oh, okay, I see it in the chat. My sewn on eyes couldn't really see that before, but I can totally see it now.
Okay. On 3.
Mhm.
And everyone in 2MB middle school chat, do it too.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Round and round the ghosts come together. Shion, come alive.
Hopefully it worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works for MLab, so it's gotta work for her too, right?
I might only 99% be sure that it'll work for Shion.
99.
Oh, Kat, I think Mr. Popper's stuffy body is still at your house.
Oh,
It's okay. You can give it back to me on Monday.
I'll bring it to school. I might put Mr. Popper in a drawer to make sure he doesn't walk away.
That's
Just
That's
be
for the
extra
best.
careful. Lock your doors like extra tonight since you have like Darla and all the other spooky creatures walking around your house.
Oh, you're right. The chant doesn't get rid of them. It just turned Emlav back into human.
Oh
I'm
shoot.
gonna need to do a little bit more research.
I mean, have a knife with you. That'll work.
Yeah.
This was a productive sleepover.
This was. We got a lot accomplished today.
Yeah.
Well, I guess thanks to everyone in the chat for doing the chant along with us. Hopefully the ghosts that are haunting me now won't haunt you too. But I hear that if you subscribe to the 2MB Middle School Twitch, it protects you from ghosts. I think Jess said that earlier.
Yeah, well, it protects you from marketing and ghosts.
Oh.
Yeah.
And ghost marketing.
And maybe 3-week courses have some kind of course on like defeating ghosts.
They might. But if they don't have one on defeating ghosts, they definitely have them on other really cool stuff too.
Yeah. Emla, great sleepover.
You know, I do what I can, even as a penguin. Thank you so much for helping me become human again in time for me to not have to freak out my mom and her boyfriend.
We're so glad you're back, Emla.
Thank you so much, you guys. You are the best friends that any middle schooler could have.
Oh.
You're gonna make me cry, and I can't cry because that's water.
Oh, well, we don't want to melt you.
Guys, I gotta go to bed.
Oh, shoot, we're
Okay.
3 minutes past your bedtime.
Oh, no, your mom's gonna be so mad at you.
She's gonna be so mad again. She might get out her own butcher knife. I'm kidding.
Well,
There.
till
Sorry.
next time, 2MB Middle School.
Happy
Good night.
Halloween.
Bye.